What is very great. They are receiving something worth 100K individual. This is fucking expensive to learn this class outside. It is now. Now I'm doing private schools come and teach you. Like, they will even collect your money, they're not teaching.
So today, now that's it's something stuff like salad.
Hi, Sharifa. Good morning.
I can't eat like pepper food right now. Except I want to cry again.
Hi, Sharifa. Can you make me co-host? Good morning. All right, guys. Good morning. Can anybody hear me?
Good morning, Boma.
Yeah, good morning. How are we doing? How are we doing? I'm sorry we couldn't hold our class yesterday. All right. So I know that I gave a task. In the last class, I said we should do our wireframe. So this is what we are going to do this morning, right? For the first 30 to 1 hour, 30 minutes to 1 hour, I'll be going through your individual wireframe. So I want to understand what each section is for those people that have done it. So this is how we are going to do it, except you don't have what's it called? Except you for genuine reasons, you did not join this meeting with your laptop, then I can help you present, but everybody is supposed to present themselves. So that way I don't get to open so many Figma accounts. So let's do it like this. If you're ready to present, just let me know so that I can give you access to share your screen and would be good. Okay, so Sharifa, please, I just make me host so that I can make them co-host for them to share their screen. Or if you're on the call, you can help me to make them co-host. So we starting first. Hello. Hello. If nobody is saying anything, we'll just be here till somebody decides to start.
Morning. I think I'm so sorry. I might not be able to share my screen today. I actually didn't do the assignment. I forgot because we were working on the group assignment. I don't know how it skipped my mind. I'm very sorry.
Okay, so that's one out of 15. So I don't want to actually hear any excuse apart from Jen that just said.
Kawai kwashe na saman nan ne ka gani kafin a kawo da
Adija,
sha.
Yeah, yeah, Boma. Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you better.
Yeah, I'm about something of your time. Uh,
You what? I can't hear you very well. Your voice is low.
can you hear me now?
Uh, Okay, so I think you can talk now. Let me see if I can hear. So guys, I'm waiting for us. Except you don't want us to have a class today.
Can you hear me, Boma?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I went for the holidays. I just got back, so I'm trying to wrap up with the assignments.
That's another excuse. Okay, so let me just hear every other person's excuse.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Okay. This is not an excuse, though. I don't know if I did this stuff.
You did it?
Yeah,
Okay, so that means you can share.
I guess.
All right. So let me make you closed so that you can share your screen. So you have access to share.
Okay. Um, okay, are you seeing me?
Yes, I can see it.
So this is basically the desktop.
Okay. So can you play it so that it's going to show you know how to play, right? You need to click there, yeah. Just click on it so that it's going to show there.
Oh, this.
No, just do just go to the last one. It's number 6, right? So
Yeah.
I will go to the last one. So but before then, okay, yeah. So you can come to option. One more thing, come to option. Can you see option?
Yeah.
At the top of yeah, look at
Yeah.
that's it. Option, yes, fit width. Use fit width. So your fit width is not really working, but this is fine. All right, so just walk us through it. No, it's okay.
Okay. So I used one of the formats you said at the last class with the hero and the navigation bar.
Mm.
So this is one of the designs that, or the way that you showed us to do it. So, and it's like a farmer's agricultural based platform. So where you can link with farmers and get farm produce. So this is the place you can, this section is the part you can actually um, see the farm produce. So like these two boxes represents images and the content and stuff.
Okay.
So this here represents the farmer's profile, those that want to know where the farmer is, what his specialty is and stuff. So I just did like 2 examples and you can still see more about the farmers and their and more farmers too if you want in this section. So
Okay.
in this section, this is the about us section, and um, this is what I decided to make it look like. So this one is like the blog, because in farming there's what they call agricultural extension. So maybe new ways of farming, new ways of improving variety of crops and livestock. So this blog can help. The idea of this blog is to help you know the new method, just news on trending stuffs about agricultural stuff like that. And finally, this is the footer.
Okay, so nice one, but I just have one question to ask you. Please scroll down to the top, sorry, to the top. So why did you decide, okay, scroll again. The section immediately after you get your farmer's product, that's the
Okay.
yeah. So why did you decide to meet the farmers before about us?
Okay. Uh, to be honest, there was no reason. I just felt it was like more of like intuition.
Oh, okay. So now one thing I want you to always note is as a product designer, right, you need to know why you're doing this. So it's not just about designing, it's not just about doing your wireframe, but why is this here? What are you trying to make your users get? So these are questions most times you would get to do, you'll get to action. It's okay like this, it will be fine like this. But if you don't know the reason why, you won't be able to, because normally as a user, I'm supposed to see about the company. I'm supposed to know what the company does before I get to see maybe people in the company. But then if you're trying to now switch roles, right, you should get valid reasons. Maybe probably you want like Jumia, if you go to Jumia website, you won't see about us on their landing page. You will not see it. You can, for you to read about Jumia, you have to go to the footer, and then there's a link called About Us. That's where you just get to see a bit about Jumia. And that's because the whole idea of Jumia, or what they are trying to sell to you as a user, is come to the platform, see our category, see everything we have. They want you, their main focus is to sell, right? They just want to sell to you. So they want you to see all the good things they have on their platform before you can get to read about them. And that's at the footer if you are not very interested to read about them. So same thing. If you're putting your farmers before about us, it can be that what you want users to do is come and see farmers on the platform so that they can order for the product from these farmers. Or once I click, so it can be like a farm repository, right? So if I click on the farmer's name, it takes me to the farmer's basket. So let's say, for instance, basket. So as a farmer, I have tomatoes, I have pepper, I have all of those things. So just looking at my profile can lead you to my farm. So it's just like, so maybe that's what you're trying to show here, and it's very fine. But in case of next time, just know the reason why you're putting this before this. But this is nice.
Yeah, noted.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, so who is next? We are 29 and just Martin as presented. Booking me, David. Do you want to present?
I would have loved to present, but there's no, like, I don't have power on my system. Except
Okay.
if I can get the link and send to you, if you
Yeah,
can
sure.
open it.
You can share the link to me.
Okay, I'll do that.
So we can't be 27 on this call and just two persons. I'm supposed to check everybody's on. That's how I would keep track that you guys are actually following and doing what you're asked to do. Elizabeth, your hand is up. Sure, you can ask your question.
I would like to present, ma.
Oh, okay. All right. So you can present now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you hear me
Yeah,
and
can
see
hear
my
you.
screen?
Yes, I can
Okay,
hear
so
you.
I don't really have like what is, but I just shared the stuff. So this is the hero section, and this is for our services. Then for this section, I put that maybe people will be able to download their app. They will see that, okay, download our app. There's supposed to be a write-up by the site that will tell them to download the app, and then testimonies from maybe people that have used the website or the app, and the footer.
Okay. Where's the footer?
I just did but I didn't put the write-up inside. So this section is for
Okay. All right. So if I ask you, why did you decide to show us these things that you want to show us?
Okay, for this one, so that people will be able to see the services that we offer. Then this one is a prompt for people to download app of the website of the product. And this one is so that they can see the testimonies from other people and know that it is a trusted website or a trusted product to use. That's the reason.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, but I can see blog, contact us about us. Why did you decide not to give us like a brief of it on your website?
A brief of the blog.
Yes. So like the blog section, right? You saw the last one where it included like three three samples of the blog, and then there's a CMO. So it's not compulsory that you do that. So I want to know, why didn't you do it?
Okay, maybe so that or from the nav bar, people can go to the blog session and the other sessions.
Okay. All right, it's fine. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Yes.
All right, so who's going next? Who is going next? Martin and Elizabeth. I'm taking it down. These are the two persons that have presented.
Yeah, please, I hope to present before the end of the class, so I'm just in a busy place. I'm just following the class on my phone. So.
Okay, it's fine. I'm waiting for us. If I don't get a good number of people, we'll just be here. And remember that we have a lot to cover. But we can't cover a lot if I've not seen what we've been doing so far. I think we are enjoying the silence because you can't tell me in a class of 26, just 2 persons. Okay, aside from Jane that already said she can't. So even if you're on the road, send your link. I'll just mute my mic until someone is ready to present next.
Yeah, there's one mobile app stuff that I was even working on. I don't know. For the meantime, it's on my mobile. Can I share it with you? For the meantime, I get access
Okay,
to
so
my
I
system.
just want to see the word. I just want to see the word.
What do you say?
I said I just want to see the word. That's what I'm
Okay.
interested in.
Okay.
Guys, we are actually not joking here because I can see that nobody's even saying anything, and this is not nice.
Okay, good morning. For me, I'm trying to boost up my laptop because I'm currently joining on my phone. So I want to power up a bit. If it's able to come up a bit, then I'll present.
Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
My PC is low. I don't know if I can send my link.
Sure, drop your link on the chat section if you want to.
Right.
So David, what page is he on so that I'll share it and then you can walk us through?
Good morning, ma. Hello, ma. Good morning.
Yeah, I can hear you. Good morning.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm a little bit under the weather, so I'm not currently in my laptop, but I've done the assignment. I can probably just share the link.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, ma.
Okay, so David, this is your link.
Yes.
Can you okay, you're not with your laptop now. I've said, can you to make this to be what's it called? None, sharing to be none.
Can I do what?
You're sharing, right? You can see that this is in the laptop screen. If you go to
Yes.
prototype, you have to remove it from remove the device from laptop to none.
Okay, let me try with my phone.
Yeah. All right, you know what?
I'm not saying none there.
None is the first one. So you have to scroll to the first.
Okay, I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've changed it.
Yeah, I've seen it. Okay. All right, so you want to do the explanation?
Yeah. Okay, so good morning, everybody.
Yeah, good morning.
This wireframe is a wireframe of a food delivery app. It's called Royal Foods. So we have the first part, like the first section that contains the home, about us, menu, reservation, gallery, frequently asked questions, account, and contact us. Then we have something like what do they call this? I've forgotten the name of this word. Like a slogan for the companies: choose and enjoy, inspired by recipe and creation of world best chefs. So after that part, we have this is the menu page. Is this the first place? This is not the first place, man. So we have the list of foods, different kinds of foods that this part shows the services we offer, the kinds of foods that they have, and under it we can choose more, previous and next, just by clicking on the numbers to see more things that they have there. This is not the first page, man. This is not the home screen. Yeah, can you hear me, man? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry. So are you done with this? You have more pages.
That's not
Should I
the home page.
This is not what?
That's not the home page. The home page is
okay.
where I wrote organic foods made easy and healthy.
Okay, so where is that?
That should be by the left. No, the same section, just the first.
So this is all. I can't see organic food made easy.
I'm seeing it from my phone here. Yeah, I think
Oh,
okay, that
okay.
place
So
that
let me tell you what happened. Can you see my screen?
yes, I'm seeing your
You
cursor now.
notice that this is menu. If you look here, it is in a frame.
Okay.
Can you see it? But this is not
Yes.
in a frame, so it's not going to show.
Oh.
So I think let me move this out. I would have to okay, I can't work on it, so you'll be the one to be able to work on it. Normally I would have just right click to okay, let me select this one instead and share this one and see. So it's listen. So always take note of that part. So I can't share it, because it's not what's it called? It's not a frame like others. This is a frame, it is a group. But we can see it from here, so we might just want to explain it from here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So do you want to walk us through it, or you're done? Okay, we can see that this is customer review footer. Why choose us? This. So this is nice. You know what I like about this? The fact that you just went straight to the point. You're not boring us with so many things. You're just showing us what we want to see, and not the other ones. All right. Thank you. So guys, I'm going to stop here, and that's because I'm not liking the response I'm getting. Everybody seems what's it called? Everybody's just not even responding. But for next time, right, I'm not going to take this excuse. So just put it in mind that for subsequent classes, you'll be meant to present any assignment that you've given. So if you're joining a virtual class, right, join with your laptop, or ensure that your laptop is a bit charged. Maybe after presentation, you can go off. That's how I'll be able to keep track of it, of all the tasks you've been doing. I can see some of you come send message to my DM. I can't collectively start opening the links one after the other. You know how that's going to be. If I start doing that, right, you'd see my Figma page will be, let me show you. Now, because I opened David's work, can you see it on my Figma? Can you see DIGIGAP 4.0 on my Figma? That's how you start seeing everybody's work on my Figma. So it's not going to be nice. And it's not like once I click on the link, I open it one time. I have to select accounts that I need to use to open it. I have to select different things. So let's make this work also easy for me. Aside this, I also have things I'm doing, right? So let's make it easy for ourselves so that I'll get to give you feedback. Because if you don't get to present during class, you might end up not getting feedback. And sometimes, aside the fact that I can decide to say, okay, submit all and I give individual feedback. But where's the learning curve there? It's better that, because sometimes you might not make this mistake that David will make. Abiodun will not make the same mistake as David. Austin will not make the same mistake as Bada. So the truth is, while you're seeing other people's mistake and you're getting the correction, you would not want to replicate that mistake when it gets to your turn. So please, guys, let's do better. I know that the capstone is a lot, but this is not the first program we are doing. So others have done it, so you guys too can do it. I know how difficult it is, but just put your mind, right? As you guys are students of this, I'm also a student of another class. Not UI, not product design, but I'm also a student. And I know what it is to go to class, and you still have liberty, right? You go to class, they give you tasks, you must complete it. And some of the tasks are not convenient. Imagine telling you that you should. Okay, so I attended the class yesterday, right? So I attend like a form of business school. And one of the tasks we were given is we should go to any five-star hotel to eat. Like go to any five-star hotel and eat. And you know that the submission is in 10 days time, we have to submit the receipt. Submit the receipt showing that it was your name, it was you. The condition, nobody is expected to pay for you. You should use your personal money. You should submit the receipt, and the receipt should carry your name. So just imagine now, if I want to do that kind of thing, right, I have to spend at least 30,000 naira and above to just do the assignment. So we all have different things that we are doing that is not convenient. It's not convenient at this point saying that I should go and spend that amount of money. It's not. It's not convenient, but it's something that I've signed up for. I have to do it. So when we give tasks like this, right, it's not because we don't have our own, or we are not learning. I'm also a student, so in as much as sometimes some of you might be, the truth about learning is you might even have more money than the person teaching you, or you might even have more fame than the person teaching you. But at that point, the person that is teaching you is like the superior, and you have to do it. I've done tasks where they will tell me to talk to people that I'm not supposed to, or they'll pair you with people that you don't even like. But because it's a tax, you have to do it. This one I'm telling you about, they gave it yesterday and they say in 10 days time. So just imagine that it was in the middle of the month that there's no money. And then this time would elapse, you won't do it. You'll be penalized for it. I still have to show up here in class, and I still have to do all of those things. So the same sacrifice, right? We should replicate it. At the end of the day, you'll be happy that you did. When people start reaching out to you, when you start making your money. I was talking to somebody. Let me just motivate you guys. I was talking to somebody day before yesterday. Yeah, that was on Monday. So she said she was working in aviation, and along the line, she got up one morning and she was no longer fulfilled, and she decided to resign. Then one of her friend directed her to a job, right? And it was for a company in Dubai. So when he directed her, they said they wanted a graphic designer, and she was not a graphic designer. The friend referred her and told the company that she's a graphic designer. Then he came to her and was like, I sent your number to my company. People, they are looking for a graphic designer. I know you're not a graphic designer, but take the job, get the job, and learn graphic design. That's how she opened Canva for the first time. So when they did the interview, when they spoke with her and they were like, how much are you going to charge? She told them that she will get back to them, that she first of all wants to design and send to them, let them see. She said that was how she did not talk about her salary or anything. She went to Canva, did a design and sent it. And to make matter worse, what she was trying to do is trying to see if they will like her design. So there's no when they employ her, they will not start stressing her because she's not a designer. So when she submitted it, they liked the design, and that's how they started paying her. I think she said it was almost $50 per design. And sometimes she does as high as 10 designs or 20 designs in a month. So calculate how much that was. And the contract ended, right? Because it was they have this contract and it ended. It ended like that. So with that job that she got, and she thought that she could earn plenty money from it, she started learning UI too. She started learning all other form of designs. So that's how she started. She's not really good with graphic design, but that's how she started it. So after a while, she stopped the work and all of those things, but she was still in their group chat. Then one day she summoned this courage to message the CEO of the company. So she was like, she knows that he has been very busy, and she would really want to help, that if he needs like an assistant that would help him in the technical parts. She knows that he does design sometimes and all of this, that she can easily do all those work for him. And that's how I was like, wow, how did she know that he actually needs somebody to help him because he has been so busy? And he said he was going to set up a meeting. He did not set up the meeting till after like 3 weeks. He now reached out to her that let them jump on the meeting. While they were in the meeting, it was like, how much am I going to pay you? She could not talk, and then it was like, don't worry. So she was trying to think, Nigeria. She was trying to think, okay, let me do like, this was last year. Let me do like, let me just say like $600, all of those things. So she was still trying to think what she would tell him, and then it was like, don't worry, let me pay you $2,000. And that's how, as at then, dollar was around 700 or 800 or so, or 900. But that's how she started earning almost $1 million every month, or more than $1 million, yeah. Because they were paying her in dollars. So if she did not even spend it, she had other jobs she was doing. So this was like a side job. What was she doing for him? Do small designs, 1 or 2 designs per 2 weeks, or 1 design per week also. Reply to messages on WhatsApp group, their community and all of that. She said she did that for almost 3 to 4 months, or even not 5 months, and that contract ended because it was like they do just like the way we have DIGIGAP now. That DIGIGAP is 4 weeks. So those are the kind of projects they were handling, that they handle part-time. Just because of one graphic design that she was not even a graphic designer, that she put minds to learn, brought her to when she was earning almost more than 1 million naira from the company. And now, if there's any other project in the future, who do you think they will call? They will still call her. And this person is not like she's very matured. She's around, like, she's not like so matured, right? But it's something that she started seeing money from, as at then, I think she was even 25, thereabout. And that's how she started seeing that kind of money. So all of these things, right? You don't even know where you would get to use this. And that's why we are encouraging that it's not going to be sweet. Yesterday, I got to my house almost 10 p.m., like 10 p.m. in the night. I went 10 p.m. in the night because of different engagement. I was in class where you don't even get to use your phone till you're done with all of these things. So, but we still have to show up, because at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is to make our lives better. Nobody's going to help us with that. We talk about there's no job. Sometimes we create jobs for ourselves. And how do we create jobs? It's based on these skills that you know. I had a job last year that I was employed just because I had graphic design knowledge. That was the reason why I was employed. And graphic design was something that I did not really put mind in, but I had to learn it one way or the other. Or even as a product designer, if you know the next part we are going into colors and all of that, you should be able to do one or two. That was how I got the job without any stressful interview. There was no plenty talk and all of that. So now that you're learning it, you might have other skills, but just put your mind there for the meantime. You don't know how it's going to help you in time. I don't know if I've said it before, but there's somebody I met on LinkedIn, that was 2 years ago, and he messaged me just because he saw that I was a product designer and wanted to do a job with me. As at then, it was like a free job, and it was like I was going to get shares in the company, but I was so busy at that point that I turned down the offer. He came back after a while and was like, he just likes talking, that he wants to just keep talking to me. So let's talk. So I had to tell him about that project I was doing. He was like, no problem, that if I need anything, I can reach out to him at any point. Then reaching January this year, okay, it was December before we went on Christmas break, around this 20th. He reached out to me again that he has a contract for me, a 3 months contract, that how much am I going to collect for him to pay me, that it was for a university platform. And that was the same time that I actually needed to stop anything full-time work. So I needed that his contract, and that was how I took it. So far, aside the contract or aside the normal payment, he has helped me. One day during meeting, he was like, but how many screens do you have? I said, one, I just use my laptop to design. That's how he bought me a monitor. That's how he set up a workstation for me. And this is not somebody I'm working for full-time. The other day I was talking to him and I was like, this is what my sister told me and all of that. And he asked me, what does my sister want? And I just mentioned that she would want 200,000. And that I sent my sister that money. And it's not because she did any work for him or any of those things, but because I have done projects for him and I did it well. I've handled things for him and I did it well. So we should, so you see this thing that we are dragging, right? All of these things, assignment, and we keep saying capstone projects and all of that. When you start working, you will carry 5, sometimes you have 3 projects at the same time. I've worked when I have 5 projects. It's just for you to be able to manage your time. You have to do all of these things and still have time for family. You still need to have time for friends sometimes. And you still need to have time for all of these things. It's just how you manage. There's a time I was teaching. After teaching, I'll go back to work. I had full-time work. I'll go back to work. So I start after 1 o'clock. As at then, I think that was in court 2 or so. After 1 o'clock, you won't see me to ask me question again. Because by 1:05, I've gone to work. As I'm there at work, I would work till like, instead of normal 6 p.m., I work till like 7, 8. That's when I now start looking for food. And I still have families that I will still need to talk to. Sometimes I still have all of this. I still have other side projects. So it's just how you manage your time, right? I think I've done a lot of talking, and please let's just put in more effort. I know it's not easy. I wouldn't say it's easy. It's never easy. but let's just try. All right, so that's it. So for today, right, is there any question or any concern or anything you just want to add before we move on?
I have a question.
Hello, Papa. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, thank you very much for the word of advice. We really appreciate that, especially me. I just stumbled over the class now, so I don't even know that we're having a kind of number because I've been busy with the wire flow and other areas for our capstone. So that's why I didn't even remember that we're having what's it called, assignment. So I'm sorry for that. Then the question I just want to ask is because what's it called, the capstone. So because we have to dedicate the functions for each and every one of the platforms so that we can be able to arrive at a very positive conclusion. So though we have started and I believe we have not submitted our what's it called, the first thing that they said we should submit. So when are we going to get feedback on the capstone?
Okay, so I think this week we've entered, right? There'll be a couple of presentation. So you'll do like 3 to 4 presentation before the final day where you get to present to Access Bank staff. Now the whole idea of that is so that you also get corrections. If you need to maybe tweak your idea and all of that. So I think during tomorrow's class, it will be, I think it will, or if it's not, then to be on Friday or next week. But just know that you'll be doing, in between the class now, you'll be having sections where you just get to present your capstone idea. And note that it's not everybody on the group. So as a group now, you should already be choosing who is going to do your presentation for you, that can walk us through all of that, and you don't have much time. But just know that you get feedback, and the feedback will not just be from myself. So you also get from the digital marketing instructor. So it's just like a combined and different people from Next Factory. So once they fit, we know the time. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. So tomorrow's class is going to hold physically, right?
Yes, by God's grace.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah,
all right.
I have a question.
Okay, David.
Sorry, ma. Did you just say tomorrow's class is physical?
Tomorrow is Thursday, right? And our classes. But you know what? Let me not give
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Let me just give you information. I don't know what it holds. So let's just keep our fingers crossed. If there's any change, you'll get it before the end of today. All right. So David, you can go on. Sorry.
Yes, so I was reading about the things you taught us. I saw something that is different that you did not mention in class. I saw something like competitors analysis. I don't know what it's all about. I saw what they did, but really I don't really understand much what they did. So if you can just explain it.
All right, class. Did I talk about competitive analysis or not?
Yes, ma'am.
You did.
Yes, you taught us.
We even did
Yes.
the design in class where I said competitive analysis is just you trying to look at your competitors, their strengths, look at their weakness, and then you come up with your own opportunity. So we talked about competitive analysis in class.
Yes, I remember. Something part that we are about to, the project we are about to develop. So, I remember.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, so David, are you clear, or you just want me to? So
I
competitive
did not
analysis.
hear what you people said. There was some external noise. I was hearing
Okay.
some children
So
shouting.
we did competitive analysis in class. It was on a physical class. So that means maybe you did not attend the class. That's why you did not get it. So competitive analysis is basically you looking at your competitors, the people that are doing the same thing in your space. Say, for instance, you want to do something around food delivery. The major competitors in that space in Nigeria, they are Jumia Foods that have shut down, Chowder, Glovo, and I think Uber Foods or Bolt Food. These people are your competitors. So what are you doing? You're trying to look at them, what they've done. You're using some parameters to now see the whole goal is to see what they are doing better what they are not doing better, and how you can cover it. So let's use SWOT analysis. You're looking at their strengths, their weakness, opportunity, and threats. And then you're trying to look at how you have higher power than them. And then you're also looking at the mistakes that they've made. So that's their weakness, right? You're looking at the mistakes that they've made and how to cover up. So let's say I'm using some parameters like pricing and time of delivery. Let's use these two, for instance, to look at our competitors. If you look at Jumia Foods take more time. I know that I've experienced that. There's a day that rain was falling that we ordered food from in the office. The food kept coming and we did not see it till we were closed. There's another day I ordered from my house. I did not receive it at all. So I knew that weakness with Jumia Food. And they won't give you any information. You just see that your order is in progress. They won't tell you if they started bringing your order or not. So that's bad. So I can decide to give them bad there. And then when I come to Chowdeck, I might say, okay, Chowdeck, their delivery time is fast. Or let's say they deliver in 30 minutes, so it's fast. Then when it now comes to my own business, let's say your food, this thing that you're doing now, I don't know the name. You not say, okay, so because Jumia Food has bad delivery time, Chowdeck has 30 minutes. To make mine better, I might decide to give my own 15 minutes delivery time or 20 minutes delivery time. But note that it has to be realistic. So you get, that's what competitive analysis is all about. So the rest is just the design. Once you're able to understand it, the design is not hard. Draw a table, put your competitor's logo, put the parameters that you want to use to measure it, and then put the figures. Either some people use just good and bad, either good or bad. Some people use yes or no. Any of those things you want to use to show that you're better than your competitors. That's it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, so let's dive into this. So there's no need going to all of these laws because we've already done the law, and I'm going to. So let me just do that now. So the reason I'm sharing this document is so that you can also read during your own time. It's large, but I'm sharing two. This is going to help you in your UI design. All right. So I'll just start from here, straight up. You can read from page 1 till you get to this part. We've already done some of these things. You can see it that they are all UI laws and UX laws.
Okay. Oh yeah, now this thing.
Okay, so let me just start from the starting, right? But we'll just rush it. So this is what we are going to cover. Now, note that for UI, we have the basic, when we come to design, we've done wireframe. When we come to design, there are different things we use to make our designs come out, or there are different things we use to actually, there are different elements we use in our designs. So from the point when you choose the screen, your screen also determines the kind of things you use. Then we have the layout grid, we have colors, gradients, typography, icons. These are all the things that enable us to do good designs, table, forms, pop-up, and all of that. And also design styles. We have design systems. We have what we call the UI audits, developer handoff. So you can hand off your design. Then we have prototyping and all of that. So all this while, what we've been doing so far is we've been doing UX. We've not come to UI. Because like I said from the word, that UI is, what is UI? UI is the interface, the user interface. While UX is the experience. So far, what we've been building for our users, we've been building the experience. When we talk about the user persona and all of those things, that's what we've been doing since. So this is the point now when we come to design. So what exactly is design? UX can also be called customer experience, right? It's the higher part of UX. The customer experience is like the higher part of UX. UX is user. Now we have users and we have customers. Now for users, they are like your pool, your target audience. Then your customers are those people that are paying you. You also need to build experiences for your customers. Why we'll not be talking about that, right? We are just focused on UI. Now, one thing you need to note is your UI, right? If you have to explain your UI, then it's not good. So it's just like me cracking a joke now and you're asking me, what do I mean? That means I'm not even good with why the users maybe you might not really understand sarcasm, but if I have to explain sarcasm, that means I did not even put it in a way where you understand it. So let's take a very basic example, right? You know, when you tell somebody, as friends, right, there are some people that we are playing with our friends and like, you don't have sense. All of those things. The way you say it and you laugh, your friend would also laugh because the person knows that you're joking. But if from your tone, let's say you're doing that to your friend, for instance, or yes, you've been staying with, I think the best way to explain it is you have two set of friends. One is outside the country, one is in Nigeria, and one is used to the you are stupid. And then your other friend is not used to it, and you say it to that friend, and the person gets angry. It means two things. It's either the person did not understand that that was a joke, or the way you said it did not even show that it was a joke. So as for interface, right, you should not be able to explain your user interface to anybody. So that's why we most times say that your UI should be simple, so that even as somebody that is old, I know where to choose what's it called? Let's say I know what to do part time. Are we clear? So you should design in a way that you don't get to explain your designs to your users. So what makes a good design? What makes a good UI? For a UI to be good, right? Number one, it has to be easy to use. So anything you're doing, your design should be easy to use. It should be innovative too. Innovative in the sense that it will be very seamless. Now let's take for instance, looking at Twitter, right? If you not just Twitter, on Instagram, for you to refresh, you just need to pull to refresh, right? You just need to drag your screen down. If let's say you open Instagram on your phone and it's not showing you what you need to, just drag it down. It's going to refresh for you. All of these things are innovative things that you need to put. Then your design should be useful. People should it should be useful in the sense that you're using good font. It's clear. It is readable. People can use it. That's what it has to be. It should be usable. That's why you'd always hear usability and all of that. Then good design is aesthetic. It should be fine. It should be simple and fine. You should have your grid. It should be arranged very well. Everything should be on point. Good design is long lasting. It's not something that I see today, tomorrow, it's looking somehow. It doesn't age. As far as your design is good, it doesn't age. There are some platforms that you've seen. The design, let's say Jumia, for instance, the design you've been seeing since, that's the same design that is there. Because the UI, it's good, right? Then it's should be understandable, and your design should be honest and all of that. So let's not just waste time on all of these things. So let's talk about perception, right? How do users see things? I think I've talked about this in one of the UX laws, where we talked about the rule of proximity, where I said objects that are close to each other are said to be group. So let's say as this is close to each other, we'll just take it as group. That's why you mostly see login and sign up always close to each other, and we take it as they are in the same kind of family. Yeah, so that's what this law is saying. Looking at this, if you see this, you just assume that they do the same thing. So that's why you see our services. Once I am able to draw one layout for our services, I use it for all the services I need to list because we perceive it as one at this point. Then we have the law of similarity. All visually similar objects are also considered as a group. Now, these are similar, they're a group. These are similar, they're a group. These two, they are similar, we take them as a group. That's because when we talk about similar, they have the same color, or maybe they have the same shape, maybe they have the same size, texture, or maybe position. So any of these, we take it that they are a group. Now we also have the rule of closure that would say that a set of objects can naturally form a shape. So when you start putting different objects, right, users will just use their subconscious mind to just add the missing parts. If it's not complete, if I have two of these, right, as a user, if you just keep 2 of these for me, I want to perceive that there will be a last one to make it a complete circle. So that's why you see, sometimes you see our icons like this. This can stay here, this can stay here, but they will just perceive it as a group. Then we have the law of symmetry, where objects that are symmetrically aligned, we feel like they are connected. So what will this help you do? If you look at the if you look at all of these objects and look at how it is here, you get to understand that when it's designing, you put all of this in practice. Let's look at this. If you see this, I think which person's design was that? Who was the first person that presented? If you look at the design, you notice that is about us section and one of that section was looking almost the same. And that's because he's using this rule unknowingly. So you might get to read more of these. We've done some of these laws, so that's why I'm moving fast. Now, we've talked about this, right? UI design is all about display. It's all about the screen that you use. It's all about what your frame, your screens. So for every design starts with a screen, a base screen. That's where every design starts from. If you want to do a website, it starts with a screen. If you want to do a mobile app, it starts with a screen. And we have different types of screen for websites, right? The most popular screen is the 144 by 900 or 1280 by 800. For me, I would always tell you to use, I mostly tell you, not always, right? I mostly tell you to use 144. Even when I'm designing my website, you saw that it was 144 I use. Now note that you don't have to remember it. You just need to go to Figma and choose the screen size. Now we'll talk about range, right? I know that I mentioned this in class one of the days, and I said it's called the touch point. Now, for every phone, there's a pattern where how we hold our phone, both left and right. Now, if you hold your phone right, you will notice that your thumb doesn't reach the top. For you to reach the top of your phone, you need to use both hands. So now you need to note that kind of arrangement. Where you see from here upward, it's mostly called it's like the danger zone, where you would require both hands. So if you want to put, there are things that you limit there, so that your users would not always want to hold their phone with both hands. You notice that most of the things we do, including our buttons are mostly around this corner, this easily accessible area. In any designs, always around here so that users can easily reach it. So this is how you picture your screen. So you put lesser things here. You start from here to add the most important thing that would not require so many stress from your users. That's why you notice that when you talk about navigation, you would always have navigation at the bottom. You would always have hamburger icon on the top, because it's people would not easily, or most times it's not always that people get to tap that particular icon. Then for tablet, right? For tablet, this is the whole. For left hand, this is the center, right hand, this is the center, and then all of this are mostly inaccessible. If you hold your tab, you'll notice that that's it. So now, what's the first thing we talk about in our UI element? The first thing we talk about is grid. So let me be opening the two side by side. Have you received the notes? Has it come?
Yes, it does.
Right. Finally, this thing entered very well today. So if from all of the things I've been saying, right, if you come here, you'd see that it's almost the same thing. So I like using this to explain the grid because it gives me a form of it's same as the other one, but this gives me a form of understanding, not like a form of understanding, explanation. Now, what are grids? Grids are a set of horizontal and vertical lines that we use to design our screens. For some of you, on the first day, I told us to just use rulers. But in the real sense, we don't just use rulers. So just know that a grid is like the structural blueprint for any good project. You use a grid to do. Sorry, my screen is freezing. Okay. So the grid is like the backbone of your design. Now, what makes up a grid? What makes up a grid? We have the column grid, we have the row grid. Now, for the column grid is the set of your vertical section, like they are the vertical section of a grid. That's what we call a column. And then now we have the rows. The rows are like the horizontal section of your grid. So first off, we'll take it one after the other. How do you create a grid? Let me go to Figma. All right, so this is Figma. Let me come to design, for instance. So let me take up a frame, a desktop. I'll pick a desktop and then I'll pick another frame. I'll pick a phone frame. So we have these two. So this is how, remember I said a design starts with what? A screen. And we have our two screen. And now the next thing we are talking about is a grid. If you visit any website, someone should mention any website for us that you want us to visit.
Jam.com.
Yeah?
Jam.com.
Okay. Okay, so this requires me to log in. I'm looking for, this will take me to log in. I need something that I don't need to log in, that I can say, okay, there, this is what I'm looking for. The home page. What can you notice? So somebody should just quickly look at this and tell me what you can notice.
There's
So
like,
there's no wrong answer. So just tell me what comes to your mind.
well, I noticed the edges of the pages are not touched. Like everything is within a particular section, the middle section. The other edges are not touched. The contents do not exceed its
Exactly. Thank you. You're actually right. If you notice, there's a free space. So let's call it free space so that everybody understand. There's a free space that is empty. Everything is like in a box. There are pages that are not touched. If you did Microsoft Word, right? If you did that, you would realize that when they were teaching us typing in Microsoft Word, as at that point, they tell you that you leave space so that when you want to print, your document doesn't cut. Remember that saying then. So you leave padding and margin. So that's it, right? So that's what a grid system is. A grid system is what helps us to fix that. So first off, we have the rows. That's the vertical, the horizontal section of the grid. We have the column. That's the vertical section of the grid. And then we have what we call the gutter. The gutter is that space that divides your grid. So this red line you're seeing is what we call the gutter. And then we also have what we call the margin. The margin is this space that you can see here. This empty space. So how do we get grid in Figma? Step one, you click on your frame, right? Once you click on your frame, ensure that your frame is highlighted. Then you come to this part of our screen. Can you see layout grid? If you don't click on it, you won't see it. Until you click on your screen, that's when you'd see the layout grid. So all you need to do is where you have this plus button, you just click on plus, and that's it. Now, what can you see? You have a grid system that comprises of both the horizontal and the vertical. If I zoom in, you'd see that it contains both horizontal and vertical grid system. So how do we get all of those margin? Yeah?
Row and the column.
Huh?
As in the grid looks like a row and a column.
Yes. So the grid is the combination of the row and column. Now, how do you set all of this? Remember that you have to set margin and all those things. So once you click on it, for the first time, it will give you a complete grid system. But then there's a drop down here. Once you click on this that you can see here, once you click on it, you click on this 9 dots that you can see here, it will open this. Then you can either select the kind of grid that you want to use, column or row. So let's say we select column first of all. You can see where you can now set the kind of grid you want. You can now set the margin and you can now set the gutter. Remember I said the gutters are those empty space that divides your column. They are very small. So let's say I want to set my gutter, right? And I go here to say, okay, my gutter. Now, first, let's start with count. So for grid system, we have 12 column for web. So you have a 12 column grid system, so you can set it either of that. So if you're designing for a website, always use 12. So once I click on 12, you can see that I have a 12 column grid system. Now, the next thing is my margin. What do I want to give? Okay, gutter. You see that the gutter is 20. Now, what is your gutter? Your gutter are all these small lines, these white lines now in it. These are your gutter. Remember I said the gutter is those tiny lines, those empty spaces that divides your column and rows, either of them, that's the gutter. Then your margin is that space outside the column and the gutter. So because I am doing a website, I would always keep my margin, or I'll most time keep my margin around 100 or 120. So you can see that I've done that space, that empty space. Now, if I try to put anything in this, for instance, I put this and I click on play, you'll see that the same way you see it on Jam websites, that's the same way you would see it here. You can see this empty white space. So anything I'm designing will take this shape. Did we get it on how to do it?
Yes.
So mostly what I use my gutter to do, right? I use my gutter mostly for spacing. So let's say I want to have 3 elements here. With my grid system and gutter, right? I know how this is arranged. So if I duplicate this and duplicate this, do you know that I know that the space between this and this is 20? The space between this and this is 20. The space between this and this is 20. So my gutter has already helped me to know that the spacing between this is 20. Now, this is for column grid. You can decide to also add your whole grid on this same grid system. So all you need to do is to click on the plus. Once you click on the plus, you can come here and change this to row. And then how many rows do you want to have? Let's say I want 12 rows. How do I want my gutter to be? And then how do I want my margin? Let's say I still keep my margin at 100. So that means I would not start my design from the top, but that's not really, that doesn't really matter here. So I can leave my margin. But then note that I left my gutter to be. So let me change the color of this, right? So that it would, so I've changed the color. No, this color still looks the same. So I've changed the color. You can now see that one is yellow, one is blue. So I know that this is my design, right? If I decide to now say I want to move this down by duplicating this, can you see that? I know that the space. So let me turn off the eye so that you can understand what I mean. Can you see that the space between this and this is 20? this and this is 20. Then the space between this and this is still 20. So grid can help you divide your screens equally and arrange it. So the same thing auto layout can do. Grid can do it. So most times I use mostly column grids and not rule. So I use mostly column grid just to. So you know that this thing can be confusing. It can confuse your eye. So most times what I do is after setting my grid, I just use my rulers to just put it so that I can close the eye of the grid. So these are my rulers. I'll just bring out my rulers to set where I want to set the spacings where I want it to be, and can use your ruler to differentiate what you want. So once you're done putting your rulers where you want it to be, you can just come here. If you click on this, it will delete the grid automatically. So I always use the close eye so that even if I want it back, I can always see it. So that's why you go to some people's screen, you would see grid and you see all of this here. Are we clear?
Yes.
So if I say do your grid system, you can do it. So one thing you need to note, right? We have two types of grids. We have the fluid grid and we have the fixed grid. Now for the fluid grid, right, it is a grid where the column changes based on the screen width, while the margin and the gutter is the same. So this is how most times you set your fluid grid. So let's say I want to do grid system. Let me use column. And I come here, you can see that we have different types. We have the left, we have the center, and we have the stretched. So for this, if I increase this, right, what can you notice? You can notice that the column is increasing. Can you notice that? But the margin and the gutter is fixed. So that's what this type of grid is, the fluid grid. And then we have the what's it called? You mostly use it for designing normal things. Then we have the fixed grid. The fixed grid is where the what's it called? The grid, the column goes to the center, whereas the margin can change. So let's take, for instance, I decide to now change this to, let's say, a fixed grid, where I make this center, and you can see that my column changed. So you might end up not using all of this, right? The most important thing is use it to divide your screen. Now we've done this for mobile, for phone. So you'll be asking if I want to do the same thing for mobile. It's saying the same process, but the only difference is for mobile, we have a number that we use. If you're doing for mobile, you use 6. Your grid should be 6 and not 12. Then for your margin, I mostly put my margin to the 20, and then my gutter remains 20. So what if I am doing this for tab? So what am I going to do? Let's say, let me pick a tablet. So if I'm designing for tablet, right, this is what I do. My grid is normally 8. So can you remember the numbers? 1 is 12, that's mobile. This one is 8, and this one is. So you can decide to still keep it at 20 or 40, depending on what you want to do. So let me do 40, and then you can see it. So that's basically how I set my grid system. So is there any question?
A question, sorry.
Okay.
The margin for phone and gutter is how many?
So for phone, I use 2020.
Okay.
Okay, I have a question, Buma.
Okay.
Okay, my question is this. Can you save the grid? Maybe save it when you want to use it on another screen. You just paste it there. Is it savable?
Okay, so let me
Making a style with it.
Yeah, so the truth is, once I have one grid like this, if I duplicate all of these screens, it will still take the same grid. and that's for duplicating. Then you can also save it. So this is how I save my grid system, or this is how you save your grid system. So once you're done arranging your grid, or once you're done putting your grid, you just need to click on it. Can you see this 4 dots? So once you click on styles, you'll be able to click on plus, and then you name it the grid that you want to name it. So it can be 8. It can be 8 or 12 grid. So I've saved it. It's now a style. If I pick up a new frame, a new website frame, I would always use it. And I want to apply that same grid. I just need to click on it and come to my layout grid now where I have. Okay. I click on it and I would see the grid I've saved. I just need to select it and that's it. Someone Nish called me.
Yes, it's me, Muhammad. Good morning, ma. Shaima, I joined the class late, so I'm totally lost.
So when did you join the class?
Just now.
Okay, so we've gone far. I can't start I can't start to like explain from the starting. So
Okay, no problem.
yeah, what we are doing is grid system. So maybe you might just want to get the recording. Guys, please, if you're not talking, mute your mic. So did you see how to save it?
No.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so please, who is? All right, so this is how you save it, right? Like I said, you have your grid system, you click on it, then you'll see these 4 dots. Click on the 4 dots, and then once you click on the 4 dots, you see a plus. Click on the plus, and then put the name of the grid that you want to put, and that's how you save it. So you'll be wondering again, how do you use grid? Where is it very important? Now, one also important place of using grid is when you're trying to design forms. Now, you can see that when you want to design for a form, right, you would always see the top would have the label, and then you might see some things here. So you might use grid to actually tell the space between each of these. So most times we use 8. So I use the 8 pixel grid. So where I use ×2 to multiply anything I want to do. So for instance, if I'm using 8 here and I'm using 8 here, once I come to this part, I'm going to use 16. That's ×2 of 8. Then 16 times 2 will give it 32, right? So for everything you do, you just do 8. Then you also have the 10-point grid system where the space between this and this is 10, and then you would get to use 10 all through. But if you need to have bigger space, you now get to multiply it by another 10. That's 20. Did you get it?
Yes.
Yeah, so basically that's it about grid. So grid helps you with setting hierarchy. Remember that we've been talking about hierarchy. Grid is something that would help you to set hierarchy and also help you to set layout, to set your layout. So you can get to read this also on your own. Now, there's something we also call the square method, where you get to. Now, the truth about all of this is you might not get to use all of this method again. Now, you know why? That's because auto layout has actually helped us so far. So you can see people putting the red box at every point in time to know the space between each of them. But now you barely use all of those things because auto layouts is going to help you do all of those arrangements. So you can also use it for your text. So you can also put grid system for your text like this to know that, okay, from this point to this point is 16. I'm using 16 and I'll be using 10 here and all of those things. It's something that is very easy. Now, let's talk about pattern, right? I've mentioned this before, where I said we have the ways that we read. We have two types of layout. We have the Z layout and the F layout. Now, for the Z layout, it's mostly your content starts this way and goes to the middle and goes to the down. So, as I'm looking at your design, I'm looking from top to down, and then we have the F pattern, where your content, you look from left to edge, then jump to right and all of that, depending on what you want to design for your users. So are we clear on the grid system, or you would want to ask another question around it? Hello?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
clear.
hi
I'm
Boma. So we can actually say that grid system, it's like another way of aligning your work, right?
Yes, use it for alignment. That's like the most important use of grid system. It makes you align your work in an organized way, and you get to know the spaces between each element. It also helps you in hierarchy. Okay, one more sample of grid system. All right, so I'll pick up my frame again, pick up my desktop, for instance. Now, for me to get this frame, I'll click on it, come to layout grid, and then I'll click on the plus. Once I click on the plus, I'll see this 9 dots. I'll click on it, then come here and change it to either of the grid I want to use, maybe row or column. So let's say I'm going with column, and because it's desktop, remember what I said, the number, I'll be using 12. And then I'll make my margin. Your margin can be around 100, 150, depending on the space you want to keep for your people, and then your gutter. So is it clear? I think, Bada, you're the one that asked that question. Is
Sorry,
it clear?
please, can you show the dimensions for the phone grid?
For phone grid, I use 6. 6, 20, 20.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, my question is, how do you make that side a little bit darkened from others?
How do I make what?
Yeah, for the first one, I see there is a different color. Yeah, it's kind of darkened at the middle. Yes.
These are rectangles now.
Okay.
But for you to change the color of your grid, all you need to do is, there's a color palette there. You can see there's a red line. If you want it to be black, you change it to black. If you want it to be like this, you change it, depending on what works for you. For me, I would even prefer to have it like this than use this normal color. So that's it for grid system. So the next object we'll talk about, their objects. Now, what are objects? They are like shapes that we manipulate into creating, maybe we manipulate vectors into creating shapes and all of that. Now, one thing you need to note is the whole idea of UI is you get to work with different shapes. You get to move different what's it called, elements around. Now, for every, we have the box model, we have what we call the box model. The box model is the way that we use to define an interface object, both in design and in code. So if you're a front-end developer, you understand that we have four main elements. Now, the four main, not just front-end developers, right? We have four main elements. We have what we call the field. We have the border. For every element, we have the field, we have the border, we have the outer margin that can be called, that can be said to be, what's it called? You can call it just margin. For some people, they call it stroke. Then we have the inner margin. Now, for the inner margin, it's called the padding. That means that for every element you have, there is a padding and there's a margin. While the outer margin is called just the margin. It's what you have outside. So this is like the inner margin, and this is like the outer margin. And then we always have a border. So one thing you need to note that for every object, we have the width and the height. So for every object you pick up on your system, you always have the width and the height of every object. Then for every object, we also have the position, which is the X and the Y axis. These are not new because on Figma, you'd always see it. When I draw a shape, you'd always see this is the X and the Y margin, and this is the width and the height. So, and then we have the angle of every shape. That's this, where you have the rotation, where you can rotate both. You can rotate clockwise and anti-clockwise. Then for every shape also, for mostly rectangles, we have the border, and that is what gives us rounded corners. We already see this here. It's here. You use this to set your border. So you have to use, you can also set different border size. How do you do that? So normally what I do basically is I just have, let's say I put 70, and you see that all sides would change to 70. But what if I don't want to do that? I just want different size too. I can just click on this angle close to it, and you'd see that you can have different numbers for both different position. So if I bring this here, you'd see that I have just the right, this top and middle, top and bottom, right? So let me see. Yeah, this is top left and this is bottom right. I have just that. So you can set all of this. And then what is the fuel? We have three types of fuel. We've been using this for a while in this class, but I think let me just, since we are talking about it, let me just refresh your memory. The fuel is another name for color, and we have two different types of colors. We have the none, the one without any color. We have the one that you choose a color, then we have the gradient, and we have the picture. Now, how do we set all of these things on Figma? Once I click on this, you can see that this has a field already, but this does not have a field. So let's do all of it. So with just this element, I want to do different types of field. Now, this is without a field, right? Because you can see it's not active. Now, this is with a field. Once you click on it, you'd see the color, then you can choose any color, for instance. This is with the field. Now, how do I do a gradient on Figma? For you to do a gradient on Figma, the same place that you choose field, you just need to click on it. Now, once you click on field, you have the solid field, that's the normal color, and then you have the gradient. So once you turn on the gradient, you will see that it gives you the opportunity to use two colors to do your work. Now, one thing about the gradient is we have the linear gradient. Now, you can move all of this, right? You can use this to move it how you want the color, depending on the type of field that you want to get. So I can move this down here and all of that, depending on what I want to achieve. I can also use this to reduce the type of color and all of that. And then we have the different types of gradient. We have the linear, we have the radial. The radial is the one that comes in the middle. So you can set the other color in the middle. And then we have the angular, that you can set just one angle. And then we have the diamond that gives you a diamond shape in the middle. So that's it for field. So for the gradient. So let's say I want to get a picture So I can still use this, then come to the third one, and then it gives me a picture. Then it gives me a picture frame. So you can see the different kinds of feel that you can have for this. So you can do yeah. Do you want to ask any question?
Yes, Boma. Sorry, please. On that same field, I saw something that showed video. Can you
Yes.
add video? Because I'm working the same hello?
You can add a video. Sure.
Okay.
So let's say I want to add a video. I just need to come here, click on video, and then I can choose the video that I want. I don't think I have any video on my desktop. Let me check. Okay, so I have this. Let me try to open that. You see that I can't open it. I don't know, maybe because it is too large. Let me find the 1 minute video. So I've not had to do anything that requires me. Okay, so it's downloading. Now remember that you can only add a video if you're using the pro version. That's why I say you should get Figma for education. So that's the only point. That's the only way. If you're using the free version, you can't add a video to it. So let this video finish downloading and let's see.
Yes, the screen is very dim. I don't know if it's only on my end.
And it's because my distance is downloading. It's showing my frame.
It's also like that.
Okay, so let me go back to add a video to it. I'm noticing that, okay. So I've added a video and I can play the video from here. So let me convert this to a frame. Right click and convert to a frame so that I can see what my video looks like. So you can see that it's playing. Can you see it?
Yes, I can. Please, a quick question, Boma. Okay, so for example, now when you are designing for a company and they need probably a video clip of what their company is all about, are you the one, the designer, to put up all those things, or the company would have had such video and then they send to you and then you can now put on your design?
So creating now, sometimes you might be designing, and so there's a project I worked on for my company, and I was the one that designed that video frame. Like I included on the landing page that there should be. Let me see if I can see that. Let me see if it's still there. Nice smart card. Cool. So let it open so that I can explain it well. So when I was designing this website, right, I wanted a video to be here. Like I really wanted a video. So what I did is I included it. So I was like, for some people, they might just want to look at what the website is all about and all of that. So I included this video frame. So when I included it, you see the same question I asked this morning, why did you put this? That was what I was asked in the meeting. But why is there a video frame there? And I'm like, first of all, as a designer, and I know what you're trying to do as a company. I'm a product designer, so I know what would convert people a lot. The people we are targeting are people that don't really have time to read and all of that. So if you can have like a 1-minute video that explains what we do as a service, it's because from reading to some people might not understand what we do. If we can have a video, and that's how we employed somebody, or that's how we reached out to somebody. So they asked me, what kind of videos can you use? I already had the kind of video I wanted to be there. So I told them that I wanted animated video. I wanted something like an animated video.
Ever since the concept of networking first became a thing.
Sorry.
In the second half of the 20th,
I wanted
it was impossible not to burn out. To connect with anyone and send all you want proposals, portfolios, contact information, and so much more in seconds. All with one digital card. Tap, scan, or send with your My Smart Card to connect with anyone in seconds. Become a moving pay. Create multiple profiles. Even thought.
So I showed them the sample of the video I wanted, and we had to reach out to what's it called? A digital marketer. The guy wrote the script. I looked for the motion graphics person, and they did the video and gave to me, and I included it on the website. And so they did the video, and I did not get to put it. I just included the frame there that the video should be there. So when we're handing off the assets to the developer, I just handed it to the developer and told him that he should replace what I already have on the design to the real video. So it's a two-way thing, depending on what you do. If you can also do the videos yourself, you do it, but you know that it's more
I have
cost.
a question.
Okay.
I have a question.
Sure, ask your question.
Huh?
Ask your question.
Yeah, this shape you brought out, is it just a rectangle? Because I see it's kind of slightly different.
So if you actually look, it's a rectangle I brought out. But I gave it corner radius of different size. I gave it corner radius of the top and the bottom. This is what I did. So do you get it? Did you get it?
Yes, I got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So can we move on?
Yes.
So now one thing you need to note is you can combine
Sorry,
one of
please. Sorry, please. Can you go back to the last page? That one that looks, this last one you did. No, the one that has that leaf. Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
it's just a different.
It's just different number. This I used, if you check, I used 100 for my top and bottom. For this, I used 900. So it's just for you to freestyle and get what works for you. Now, note that if you always bring your mouse, you see nodes. So you can also use these nodes to draw different shape, depending on the kind of shape that you want. So you can be using these nodes to actually do what to drag to get what you want. So you can actually fix different kinds of shape using this. And then there's also one tool that you can use to draw any shape. That's your pencil. You can decide to say, okay, I want to draw a house, and I want the house to be like this, and I want this to be like this, and I want this. This is basically a house now. Let me now put a door. So let's say this is it. I have a house that I just finished drawing. And let's say I want to start working on it to be rounded. I'll just double click on it, click on the bend tool, and start adding curve to the house. I'll start adding curves to the house to put it how I want it to be.
I'm sorry, ma. Please,
Yeah.
can you do this again?
Can I remember how I did it? Okay, so I pick up my pen tool and then I draw from top. Let's say I want to draw a house. I want to build a house. And I say, okay, this is how my house will be. This is my house. And then I draw to this point and I come to the middle and I do a door, a small door. So after doing this, I can now decide to want to make this curved. So you just need to double click on it. Once you double click on it, you would see this element. I click on this and you can actually bend it or add corner radius to your house. Just click on this and add anything you want to add or do anything you want to do with it. And that's it. You can draw anything. So anything you decide to draw. So let's say let me look for a cartoon, right? I think let me just try this today. This looks simple. Abby, this looks simple. So let me use this copy image. So one of the things I've learned to do is, let me paste this, right? Did it copy? No copy, okay. It's copied, well. So this is it, let me paste it. So let's say I want to do something like this. You can trace with your pen too. I want to do something like this. I just need to carry my pencil, right? And start tracing. I'll start drawing this like this. If people allow me finish this thing, just know that you replicate it. Are we together? Should I continue?
Yes.
Yes, let's just leave it. Anything that makes me to complete this thing, people will replicate your own. All right, so this is what I'll be doing, right? I'll just be tracing. I'll just be using my pen to trace. So I'll come here. So let's say I'm tracing this fast. I might not want to get everything equal, but so this is what I'm doing, and I end it here. So let's say I've done this. Now it's not left for me to now start using, what's it called? The shape tool to, so once I click on it, I can see, what's it called? Bend tool. So I'll start bending all of this to give it the same shape. So you can double click to add a node. So once you double click, you can add a node to bend this well. You just keep doing this. So I'll keep bending this to ensure that it stays. Let's say this is what I'm doing. So I'll keep editing, I'll keep bending this using the bend tool, right? I'll just click on the bend tool and I'll keep giving it what I want it to be. Keep bending. I'll keep bending. So let's assume that I'm bending all of these to fit in what I want. I say let's assume. Or let's bend it. We're not assuming. So you can click on a node and delete the node. I can delete the node and see. So, but I don't want to delete this one, so I'll just keep on. Okay, so let's just assume that this is our color, right? For now, let's just assume that this is it. Let me bring this here. I'll just select the color of this. And you can notice that there's a stroke. So I might increase the stroke to be like 4. And gradually we've gotten this first pass, even if we still have some form of correction to make, right? We have some form of correction. We have all of these things to do, so you can still keep tracing. But I can decide to now say, okay, let me leave that one first and let me do the eye. The eye is circle. Circle like this with stroke. Stroke should be around 4. No, 3. Let me. And what is inside the circle? There is a rectangle that is not straight, that is bent. So I'll just put the rectangle that is bent. So the rectangle looks somehow. So I'll use my pen to draw that rectangle. So I'll leave it like this. Oh, then something I need to do. I need to remove the stroke at one part. So I'll come here. Then I'll come here and
The rectangle background is white.
yes, I know that one. So I'll come here and see what I can do. This is not looking, and this is not looking bad, but so let me make it white. No. So it's just one that I'm making white, the rectangle. And then I can put the other dots, the small dot in it. So you can trace with this. Let's not waste time on this, right? But just who is in church? Just know that you can do all of these things. If you are determined, you can use your pen to draw anything you want to draw. And you can complete it, pick the color, and that's it. So to even get this other part is even
I also
easy.
use the pen.
Yeah?
I said, can we use the pen tool? I said, can we also use the pen to trace it out the way you have done the edge?
To do what out?
Instead of drawing it separately. You know, the way you do the what you call the
Yes,
edge,
yes,
you
can.
you pop it
You
out.
can. You can.
Pen tool.
Yes, you can. So pencil or pencil. You can't use a pencil for this. So
The pen tool. I'm talking
yes.
about the pen. That one that
So you can see that I'm not that to Suleiman, you're always in a noisy place. Please, when you're there, mute, because this is also affecting the recordings of the class.
is in a school setting.
All right, so you can do all of those things, but this is not really the focus of our. You can just decide to freestyle with Figma pencil to get what you want. So we'll be going for break by 11:30. So let's quickly wrap up this. So I was talking about combining one or two, right? Remember that on one of the websites that I showed us something. I said you can have a design like this in the middle, and then you have a picture. So this is how we do it, right? I have a picture, so I can have an overlay. So let's say I can add these two together. Let me bring this to, let me say copy, and let me bring it to the front. Let me paste it here. So let me bring this to the front, bring to front, and keep it. So you can see that I have a column. Now all I need to do is to make this I just need to reduce this color, reduce the opacity of the color to see my image. So you can use different colors for it. You can use, if I want my image to have a red hue or this, you can even make it black. You can see it. So what this overlay helps me to do is I can write a text on this. So you can also put it on the image. So any color I want to use for my text, that's where you see people have this thing. So if I write something here, let's say I write this is Boma. Increase the size, let this just show. So you can see, right? I just need to make this bold and choose a color that works better. So can you see that this is showing well? I can decide to see increase or reduce this. I can decide to reduce this a bit so that it's going to show well. But if I use, what's it called? If I use just a picture, right, as we have it here, and I say this is Boomer, can you see that it's not working? But this is working. You can still see my face and you can still see the text. So this is what we call an overlay. So you can use any color of your choice as far as it is. They can see the text and read what they want to read, but you can't do that with this. So even if I change the color to black, it will still not work. So guys, where did you hear me and stop? Please, who is the host? Someone onyitena@gmail.com. Please make me host. Hello. Please, someone should help me get Onyiten. I don't know the name of this person, but just make me host. Oh guy, please who can reach out to her to make me host?
But the video is not showing you.
What is not showing?
I'm just seeing just your name on the display.
That's what I'm saying. I left the call by mistake and I'm not the host. So onyitena@gmail.com is the host. Should you please give me back the host right so that I can share my screen? Please, someone should reach out to, if you know the person's name, reach out to this person. Do you people join class and just leave?
What do you say is the name of the person again?
So what I can see is at gmail.com, only 10 at gmail.com. So let me just see who is.
Yeah, I think Bukumi David is the person. Is it Bukumi David? It's not signifying host from here. It's not even showing who the host is from here.
Wow, looks like we joined. Some of us just joined me now.
I'm trying to message her, but she's not. I just chatted her.
I've sent her a message and tried calling.
Oh, okay. Thank you, guys.
Oh, okay, thank you.
This one now. Is again.
Once you and Harry out of this happening, whatever you call an angel or demon, if you call this number again, God will punish you. What did you do? I told her to give you that you are a married man. See, that I'm desperate to get married. It's not like I'm being settled for some
Please, mute so that we'll not be hearing your conversations.
So please, in the light of that, maybe I should just quickly ask one question.
Yeah, sure. You should. Maybe we'll just go for break till she
Hello,
comes
Mama.
back. Yeah, I can hear you. You can ask your question.
It's just on this what's it called? It's stigma. Because let me just say I have a free version or I can do a free version, but it's not working again because he said I've already done maybe 2 or 3 projects. So what do you think I can do on that? Get the
The
full
first day of
what's
this
it
class,
called?
sorry,
Get
the
the
first day
full
of this class.
without
Can you hear me now?
yes.
I said the first day of this class, I told us to apply for Figma for education.
Yes, I can hear
And
you.
okay, I said on the first day of this class, I told us to apply for Figma for education. And why did I do that? It's because I know that some of you would have this particular problem. So go to Figma for education and apply so that they can give you access to the paid plan. That's what most of us are using. Am I right? That's Figma for education is what most of you are using in this class, so that you can get access to the paid version.
Okay.
Yeah. So go to Figma for education. So please, can I get a deleted project on Figma? Yes, you can. So I can't share my screen because of only that have left us in class hanging. So maybe when I come back from break, because it's already break time, we have a few minutes to go on break. Maybe when we come back from break, she'll be back and she'll make me host. Then I'll show you how to retrieve your deleted file. So guys, is there any question? Please, let's just ask the
Before we
question.
go, please, on that same question. So you see, let me quickly round it up because you said we should go to Figma for education. Then
Yes,
do
and
we
like
what's it called? Do we
verified.
subscribe for the plan for the paid?
No, no. Once you click on Figma for Education,
I can
fill the
have the
form.
full
Give
what's
you.
it called?
Sorry, can you listen? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I'm hearing you now.
I said when you go to Figma for Education, just
Yes.
type Figma for Education. Once you get there, you see Get Verified. Click on the Get Verified. Fill in all of those process. Once you fill it, they will give you. You don't need to subscribe or you don't need to pay. All you need to do is just to choose the account you want to use, and then that account will turn to a pro account for you. Then you can create as many projects as possible.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Then the Figma and the FigJam, and the FigJam, can it also perform the same function as Figma, or they have different? Because most of my work I'm doing now, I'm using Figma. I mean FigJam, just because I cannot have access to Figma again.
Wow. This is this
Can you hear me?
what's it called? I can hear you. This differentiation, we've been doing it since the starting of this class. I said FigJam is mostly for whiteboarding. If you want to do UX, from anything that has to do with whiteboard, you want to ideate and all of those things, you use FigJam. But when you come to actual design, you use Figma to do your designs. So if you've been using, we left FigJam since when? I think we've been using Figma since user persona, empathy map, all of those things. We've been using Figma for it. We've left FigJam like the first week. So if you are still using FigJam, that means you did not understand. You've not even been understanding what we've been doing.
Yes, no, it's because I don't have full access to Figma. So that's why I've been trying to use FigJam. But now that you have even clarified that I should go and use Figma for education and fill those functions. So I now understand everything you have.
Okay. All right, no problem. So we can
Hi.
Hello.
Sorry, please. Yeah, sorry, please. That image you used, that we use pen to on, you got it from plugins, right?
No. I downloaded it on Google.
On Google. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
But do we have such thing on plugins?
I think you can get illustrations on plugin if you want.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, what time are we coming back for the break?
Our break is normally 30 minutes, so by 12 o'clock we should start.
Okay, all
Oh God, this Onyi should please help us because I can't even stop the recording. So that means for the next 30 minutes that we're on break, the recording will be on. And the admin can't join because they are busy at this point. So why would you join a meeting and leave the class? Anyways, guys, see you after break. So when you're listening to the record,
Sorry, ma, are we having class tomorrow? Physical class?
so that will be actually that's the normal schedule. I said that's the normal schedule. They'll send a message this evening for you to get it.
Okay.
So if there's a change, there will be a message.
Because there are some things I want to show you physically because it's not all I used to understand virtually.
Okay.
You understand? Oh, please give my back. So, Matthew, tomorrow night?
No. We are going on break now. Break. We come back by 1 after break.
Okay,
Our
okay.
break is 30 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, if there's going to
Okay,
be
I
a
have a
physical class
question.
tomorrow, you notify us, have you?
Yes.
No problem.
Okay, ask your question.
Okay, that's the assignment you gave us. When I was doing it, I encountered some challenges. The first thing is, as I was trying to duplicate those my cards. So in duplicating it, I discovered that when I duplicate it, they appear like on top. They don't appear, if I try to preview, they don't appear in my frame. So I have to always bring it to front before it appears. Is there any other way that I can duplicate that can make it appear just like that? Or I'll
So
just
what
keep
you do is
bringing to front?
your stuff is not arranged in your frame. If it is, it will always duplicate. So all check if so like I said, that's your frame section, right? That layer is like your school bag. You can have your school bag and your laptop on the table. You'll be seeing the two. If you don't put the laptop in the bag, you can't see it in the bag. So always look at that section to see if what you are bringing to front is in the frame. If it's not in the frame, you would keep duplicating and it will not duplicate with it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
I've been trying to do that line on the rectangle, that one that it's kind of red in color that they splitted, but I'm having difficulty doing it. And see, your screen is not showing. Oh.
Hello guys. I think we are still stuck with this, so I don't know. I don't know. Has anybody been able to reach her?
I guess she's not online, ma. I don't know.
So
But
when
if we want end the call and come back again.
if I can't end the call. So let me see if admin they are all right. So while we're doing that, let me just drop attendance. I've tried to message the admin. So they told me that they won't be around. Okay, so you can fill your attendance while we look for alternative, of course.
Hello.
Yeah, hello, Suleiman. Yeah, good
Please,
afternoon.
can we sign the attendance?
Yeah, I've sent it on the chat.
Okay.
Admin is not responding, so I really don't know, except I can keep teaching without sharing my screen. But how is that possible? So let me look for new recording now. The lady's line is switched off. This is really.
Uma,
Yeah.
how about you creating another? Can you create another link? Then you send it for us to join.
So it's not part of the program requirements. That's why I don't think I can. But I think let me just create a Google link. I've been trying to reach the admin. Let me call another person.
And it will even disturb the recording, I guess.
Yes, it's going to disturb the recording.
But if we're able to move to a Google Meet room, we can record it there as well and just share with them if that is allowed.
Okay, sorry, I'm coming. Okay, so I've been able to reach one of the admins. So let's see what's happened. All right, so please give us a minute. They'll be joining now. Thank you for your patience.
Ma, please, I'll be able to reach her. She should be online very soon.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you. Okay, so we are back. The admin has. All right, so sorry guys for that. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
All right, so I think we're done with column. We're done with this. We talk about border. We have the inner border, we have the outer border, and we have the center border. You might really not even see the difference between all of these. And we have different types of border. We have the dashed, the color, the gradients, 2-piece, 10-piece, and all of those things. So let's leave this and get to shadows, right? You want to say something? Sorry guys, give me one. Okay, so we have the drop shadow. For the drop shadow, right, we use it to actually make blur effect. So let's take it for instance. There are some things you'll be designing. Let's say you want to put this, for instance. Let me close this. You want to put a white box on this. Now, you know that if you put a white box and you make it white, it's not going to make sense. You won't say anything. But for me to make this stay, I might decide to just add a drop shadow by just clicking on effect. So once I click on it and add the plus to it, there will be, sorry, not this effect. This, I don't know, my plus is not turning on. Let me see what is happening here. So I don't know why it was not showing in here. Maybe I was not clicking at it well, but you just need to click on effects, the plus. So I'll click on it here and bring it in since it doesn't want to do it. So you can see that I now have a shadow effect and it would show, it's not showing on my white background. But we have different, what's it called? We have different section of the shadow. We have what we call the spread to, that shows where it's going to cast. And then we have the blurring effect where you can put the blurring effect, how the number you want it to be. But one thing you need to note is that you should not go higher than 40%. And we also have a negative spread where you can do all of those things. So just note that you use drop shadow to help you with like hierarchy. You use it to help you with some of your design. Now we have very harsh blur effect, and we have very soft blur effect. So now for you to do this, right, you need to ensure that your what's it called, your blur effect is higher. So this is what I mean by that. Sorry. I want to show you this from this perspective so that you get to also know what we mean. That's why I'm looking for it here. All right. So we, like I said, we have the X value, we have the Y value, we have the blur value, and then we have the opacity value. Now we have both soft shadow and hard shadow. Now, for a soft shadow, your opacity should be very low and you should have a high blur effect. That's how you get soft shadow. So let's replicate that. Now, looking at this now, if I click on this, remember to always click. You'd see the X, you see the Y, you'd see the spread, and you'd see the opacity. So remember that your blur for you to have a soft shadow, you should have your opacity should be high, but it should not be more than 40. So let's say I'm using 40 here, and can you see it? I'm using 40 and this is so high. So let's use 20 and let's see. And then for me to make this well, I'll make this like a 5. My opacity should be like a 5. And I have a very soft blur effect. Can you see how soft it is? Then you can, so remember that this X is, I think, the top and the Y is the bottom. So that's it. And never you try to use black. You can use any other color, but it should not be pure black. So let's leave it at this, and let me say I leave this at 10. And you see how you can see how to add blur to your designs. Is there any
Sorry.
question on that?
Yes, sorry,
Please come
Boma.
again.
Can you use a box colored to do it? Because I really don't, it's not showing well because of the background. I think you're using white, so can barely see it. Can you use and try with another color, please? All right,
So
thank you.
can you see the blur effect?
Okay, yes.
So that's it.
Please, can you do that again?
Sorry, sorry guys.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry about that.
How do you get this color from?
Yeah?
The color that you are showing
Not
on
got
the
to that point.
screen. How do you
Not
get
got
it
to
from?
that point. Hello, hello.
Hello. I said the color on the screen. How do you get
Suleiman,
it
please,
from?
when we get there, I'll talk about it. Okay, guys. So sorry about that. I needed to do something quickly. So let's go back to the blur, right? For us to add shadow effect, you just need to click, draw your rectangle or your shape, any shape you want, and then you click on effects. Once you click on effects, you come to this side of your screen and then you add your blur. Remember that your blur should not be more than 40. So you can use 30, 35, and then your color that you want to use for it. For you to get, it should be around 5 to 10. So I'm going to use 10. So that gives you a blur effect, a proper blur effect. So are we good?
Please, can I quickly ask, is there any reason why?
Is there any reason why what?
As in, is there a reason why we shouldn't make the blur more than 40?
So if you don't want to have a very harsh blur, so everything we are doing, we are trying to be moderate.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so
can I ask a question?
Sure, you can.
What about the inner shadow?
Oh, sorry. I've been explaining. I said for the inner shadow, right, it's still the same thing. Now, the only thing you're doing is you're now changing this. You're not changing the type of shadow you want. If you want the inner, you get the inner shadow. You use the inner to depending on what you want to design. So can you see what is happening? If I take my mouse to the inner, what can you notice? What can you notice?
The blur is inside the rectangle.
Yeah. Then we have the layer blur. You can see what it does. Then the background blur. So depending on what you want to achieve per time. All right. So is there any question around blur? Let's move to colors. So what are colors, right? Colors are actually very crucial elements for us. Sorry. So please just give me 1 second, guy. Okay, all right, guys. Sorry for that. So now let's get to color, right? Color is like there's no definition or there's no proper definition for colors, but it's something that affects how our design looks and how it feels. So it's just like the mood that you're trying to sell to people per time. Now colors are actually very powerful emotional association, because once you see a color, something comes to your mind. Let's do something right from these. I think you might have seen it a bit, but let me just quickly do that and let's see. Okay, so looking at these colors, right? I need two persons. So just tell me what you can picture. What brand can you picture looking at this color? If you look at this blue, what brand comes to your mind? If you look at this, so just let's pick this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you just tell me number one, maybe Next Factory. Number two, maybe this color. But just tell me what comes to your mind when you see each of these colors.
The first blue is true color.
Is what?
True color.
True color, okay, that's what comes to your mind. How about the green?
Short
Short last, yeah. The red.
What's up?
Manchester United. The red one, Manchester United.
YouTube.
Manchester. YouTube comes to your mind, okay. You can also say Netflix comes to your mind. How about this? What comes to your mind when you see this color?
Flow up.
What?
Flow up.
Bank app.
Okay. So
Yes,
let's
sir.
just say we're right. If we're right, these are the things that comes to mind.
Okay.
Oh God. Suleiman, please, where you are is so noisy. Can you please type anything you want to say? Because your background is very noisy and it's affecting the recordings.
Boma, you can actually mute everybody.
Yes,
From your
but I don't want to. So I've been muting people, but if I mute everybody, right? I like classes that we talk. If I mute everybody, that means we can't talk. I will not have to be setting it every time. All right, no problem. So you can see these are colors that really comes to mind when you see some of these things. All the other colors you said, they are all correct because they have they have almost same colors. So one thing you need to note is when people see colors, they tend to picture it with your brand, they tend to understand the market that you're trying to, your target market, they try to understand the message, they try to understand the style and all of those things, right? So what is color? Color can also be called hue. It's like we have two types of colors, or two groups of colors. We have the colorful and the non-colorful. So when we talk about the non-colorful, we're talking about the white, gray, and black that you would mostly use, right? You would always want to use it. Now we have a type of color system that we mostly use, which is the RGB. You always see it. It's mostly used for display, where the red, green, and blue. I think this is what we call our primary color most time. So what do you think of when you start picking colors? First, the accessibility, colors that even the blind would be able to understand what this is per time. So it's very important. So now let's talk about color psychology and what it means for different colors. So as a human, once you see blue is mostly a color that is used that comes with mostly digital products. You see companies like blue is a very calm color. So when you see most tech products, they get to use blue. For most tech products, it's calm and it's associated with wisdom, trust, professionalism, experience, and all of that. So we mostly use blue when we are designing for IT, finance, banking, health, sometimes social media. You can mostly use blue as your background for most design. You can also use it as accent colors. You can also use it as accent colors. So depending on the product you're trying to build, you now need to know, okay, what color should I use and all of that. Now, when we talk about green, right, green is very sensitive to the human eyes, and there's a way you use green, people will not like it. Green stands for health, it stands for nature, it stands for calmness, realization, and all of that. So if you're also designing for IT, finance, banking, health, fitness, food, ecology can also be like farm, all of those things. But if you're trying to do something around agri, you get to use green color. It's very popular. You use it. Then what about red? Red makes our heart to beat faster, and it's red produces what we call adrenaline in our body. So once people see red, what comes to their mind is there's danger. That's what we've associated red to. But in a particular company, right? In a particular country, red doesn't really mean danger. So what is red? Red can be associated to both negative and positive, like I said, energy, passion, strength, love. You can talk about love, red, danger, and all of that. When can you use red? You use red mostly in sports. If you look at sports company, they have red. Example, if you look at your sporty bets, they use red to design it. You can use it for food. You can use it for telecommunications. You can use it for cars. For also phone, just like Netflix and all of that. All right, so that's it for red. Then when you talk about yellow, right? Yellow is mostly like a self-confident color, enthusiastic, happy, fun, and all of that. You can also use it as warning. We mostly use it as warning, but you can use yellow for food brands, sales, creative services, ads, acts, but it should not be too much because yellow makes the eyes somehow and all of that. For orange is more like an energetic color. You can use it as it's associated to youth, energy, creativity, activity, and all of that. Use it for the food industry, sales, telecommunication. When you talk about products for children, then pink is mostly associated to women, girls, mothers. So when you're trying to do something for women, you get to, that's why Barbie is a pink color. You get to use all of those things. And it's a color that signifies innocence, youth, naiveness, baby, shy, all of this kind of behavior. And you will use it mostly for cosmetic industry, fashion, pregnancy, female health, foundations, non-profit organizations. You get to see them use pink. Then for purple is more of luxury, power, wealth. When you talk about Mudogus, all of those things, you use pink to show royalty. So you can use it for luxury brand, finance, food, and all of that. Then black and shades of gray is mostly a very serious color, formal color. It's associated with elegance, minimalism, professionalism. You can use it for luxury. In the world of design, right, gray is mostly used for wireframe, for text, inactive icons, inactive colors, while light gray is used for inactive and disabled states. Then a shade of gray can be used for dark mode. We also use for dark mode. Now, when we are designing, right, I've been saying this from day one, we don't use pure black. It's better to have a different kind of black than have pure black. Then white is also a minimalist color is used for creating clean designs. So most of my designs, you see me use white and then mix different colors for all of that. You can use it for drop down, you can use it for text boxes, and so on and so forth. So that's it about colors. So now, what is a color palette? A color palette is a set of colors that work together, combined to form a brand or a concept. So for most of our colors, we use different colors to form a palette. So for you to design where you need to have you need to choose a color palette. Now, what color palette will help you do it? It will allow for color consistency, for setting hierarchy, and then it will also help you understand action type. So when we are designing our color palette, there are different things that we also get to include in designing our color palette. So before we talk about color palette on Figma, right, let's talk about the different kinds of color that we have. We have a monochronic color where you use just one color and just have different shades of that color. So you pick one color and you use your black and white, then you start using different shades of that color for your designs. So this is an example where you have just this blue, but you have different shades of the blue. You use one for your title, subheading, longer this. You use one for your secondary button, primary button, and tertiary button. Then we have the analog color that is a combination of colors that sit closely to each other and the color wheel. So these are normal color wheel, even in secondary school they taught us. So you don't even need to cram the color. You can go online and download color wheels. So for you to choose color, the color wheels, you choose those colors that are close to each other. So you can use this blue, purple, and this looking like pink. You can use this blue, green, and this. So all those colors sitting close to each other, you know that they match in color palette. So bringing out this, you border this, border this, border this, then your black and white. This is what we call the analog color combination. You can see how this is used. And then we have the complementary colors. These colors are colors that sit opposite each other in the color wheel. So this and green would always be match. This and this will match. This and this will match. So you just need to take colors that are opposite each other and you use it in your design. Then we have the triadic color. The triadic color is like equilateral triangle kind of color. So you take colors that if you draw triangles together, you just need to draw a triangle. So if I pick this color and I draw from here, it will stop here, then this will stop here. So I know that these colors are colors that I get to use on my color palette. And then we have the split complementary where you choose one color and add two colors on the other side of it. So that's it. Rectangular color, you choose 4 colors from it. So all of these are different color palettes and how you can choose it. So when you're defining your color palette, you need to have primary colors and grays. So what you do is you mostly pick so sometimes you pick a particular color, and then when you want to pick the gray part of it, you reduce the brightness, or you reduce the opacity to like 30, so to give you a darker shade of it. Then you reduce it to also get backgrounds and all of that. So colors that don't go well together, red and blue doesn't really go well together. Green and red doesn't go together. Pink and red doesn't go together. Two bright colors doesn't go. Yellow and white can never go. Pink and black doesn't go well together. So for you to balance your color palette, right, there's a golden ratio we use for colors. So what is the golden ratio? The golden ratio says that you have 30%, you use the 60-30-10. Now, what is the 60-30-10? The 60-30-10 is you choose 3 colors and you use 60% of one color and you use 30% of the other and 10% of it. So it's mostly, let's say, using this color that we have here now, we use the dark blue 60%. So that means it will appear so many places. You can use it for your background, you can use it for elements and all of that. Then when we talk about the 30%, which is the pink, it's mostly used for hierarchy, to just use 30% of it. Then 10% is mostly for CTAs, call to actions, and all of that. So that's how you put that. That's how you actually pick your color. So pure black doesn't exist. I've been saying this over and over again. You don't choose pure black in UI. Just remove it from your mind. You can use any other color, but pure black, don't use it. Now there's also something that you need to note. We have what we call the different states. The different states of color. Sorry, Austin, I don't get your question. How about orange? What happened to orange? So using orange color, I think I already explained what orange is used for. So some of these things, you don't need to cram it, right? You already have the book. You'll get to understand how to use them at the end of the day. So why is black prohibited? So the reason why black is prohibited is black is it's too sharp. Pure black is too sharp. So when you use pure black on white, it's giving it's not good for the eyes. So that's why you have to dim your black a bit to make it balanced. So it's because of the eyes and all of that. That's why it's prohibited in design. So now we have different color states, right? We have what we call the sources and confirmation that you mostly use blue and green color to do. We have the negative states where you use red to show danger. Then we have the neutral state where you use either blue or gray to show that this has been saved. Then orange color is orange color. Where I use orange color is mostly for warning, where you tell somebody that this is changing soon and all of that. It's mostly called the warning colors. So you can use different colors for gradient. We've already talked about gradient and all of that. So this is one thing I want to show you, right? For me, how do I choose colors? How do I choose color? First off, I choose color based on the brand. So let's take, for instance, they call me for a product. Just your own project now, you're going to choose your color yourself because it's a new brand or like an existing brand. So let's say I'm working with an existing brand. This is what I do first. Okay, let's work with a new brand before I go to an existing brand. For a new brand, I go online. I already know the different colors and what they work. If I want to do something around IT, I know that blue is my best catch. So I'll get my blue color. I'll research about color. I'll research about I'm trying to design an edutech platform. What color do you think is best for my primary color? Then when I get the color, I'll now look for other colors that will match with it using either your color wheel and all of that. But that is going to take a whole lot of time, right? So this is one thing I do. Now, this is a platform called, let me go back, let me close it and come back. So I'm coming to this platform called coolors.co. This is it. Let me copy the link and coolors.co. Sorry, Okwe, have I answered your question? All right. So the platform.co, color.co. So color.co, once you click on it, you just move, it opens up the, so this is what I do on color.co. So let's say I have gotten a primary color, which is blue. And okay, let me pick a primary color first off. So this is my primary color. I've gotten it. This is what I want to use to work. Okay, this is what I want to use to work, right? So first things first, I have this color. Maybe after my research and all of that, I think let's do the research on ourselves. I am designing for an agricultural website. What color should I use? And then let's see, they say green is the popular color. So if I go to images, right, I'll see the colors that they've suggested for me. So these are the colors that they've suggested for me that I can use for agric product. So let me copy it and let me come to my Figma. And let's say, because I'm designing for agric, these are the colors I found out that I can use. And I want to use this color. So remember what we said. So I can still come here and say color wheels. The diagram to either choose my colors.
Sorry, Boma, please can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
How can I copy a color from a diagram or from a page?
From a page. So we have some color tools. what's the name of so this is what I will do first. Let me go to this part of our screen that is called extension. So you can go to extension, click on manage extension. So you can search for different extensions, right? Let me say extension for color picker. Color picker. It's not showing here. Okay, discover more extension. So I'll click on discover more extension and then I'll type color. So there's one called color picker. So what that is going to help you do is if you see any color in any website that you like. So I've used this before, Colorzilla, it's good. Smart color picker, I've not used this before, but I know I've used Colorzilla. So what you need to do is once you install it on your system, or let me install it. So I just click on it and then I'll say add to Chrome. So once I'm able to add it to Chrome, right? They say add extension. Let's say I'm on the website and I like the color of the website. I just need to okay. So I like the color of this website. I just need to come here and use my color picker and then pick the color. Okay, I can't pick color from this particular page, but I can pick it because it's secured. So there are some pages that are secured. So those kind of pages you can't really pick colors from it. So let's see if Jumia, I can pick colors from Jumia. So I come here, color picker, and then you can see that this pick from page is now active. So let's say this is the color I want to pick. I like this color. You just need to bring your mouse close to the color that you want to pick, and it's going to show you the color. So let's say this is the purple I like. I can now pick it. So once I click on it, it has copied. So if I come back to my Figma, if I come back to my Figma, I just need to click on it and paste the color that I just copied. So that's how you can copy color from a page. Are we clear?
Sorry, Boma. Sorry, please. Can you repeat how to copy color again, please? I'm going.
Have you installed color? Have you installed color picker first?
Okay, I'll have to install it.
Is it to be installed as an extension or as a direct app?
Extension. So guys, you people should install it first.
May I have a question?
Okay, what's the question?
When is the final presentation?
Final presentation for what?
For the project we are giving.
There's no date yet. It's on your graduation. There's a final presentation.
Oh.
All right. So let's install the plugin extension. Let me be sure that you guys have installed it.
Okay, it's a plugin.
It's not a plugin. It's what we call extension.
Extension. Okay, Colorzilla. Okay.
Okay, done.
Okay, so once you've been able to install it, right, what you do is for any website you visit, and you like their colors and you want to use that particular color, all you need to do is to come to this part of your screen where you have it. You see the extension. When you see the extension, you just click on your ColorZilla and you can now select the color. To anywhere you put your mouse, you will see the color. Can you see it? So anywhere you put your mouse, that's where you see it. Okay, so do we get it now? So you can pick colors from any website. So once you click on the color, you would see that it has copied. You would see it's copied. It will copy automatically. And then you can now come to your Figma or any place and just paste it. And that's it. So this is another way you can pick color, but this is not what I wanted to show us. So like I said, you have a primary color, maybe for instance, and you want to, using the color wheel, you decide to use the color wheel. We are doing with Agric. I've done my research and I know that this is the color. So let me delete it. I'm going with this color, right? Now the next thing I need to do is, yes, it is. Next thing I'm going to do is I'll copy this color as I have it here. I'll copy it, Control C, we know how to copy. Then I'll come to this color.co. Now you can either sign in or sign up, but that doesn't matter. So what I do is I'll come to this part. So if you come to tool, you see different things, which is palette generator, you can see image picker, you can see contrast. So you can upload an image and it will give you colors for the image. You can do contrast checker. So this is like you have two colors and you want to check which one is good. So for now, we'll go with color generator. So I'll click on it. Now, once I click on palette generator, this is going to open. So once this opens, I just need to come to this point and then save my color. So once I save my color, I'll lock it. So I'll click on lock. So once I lock it, I'll now use my space bar I'll just be clicking on my space bar. It's going to be suggesting colors that will match with this, my green for me. So once I see the color I like, I'll just copy it. And that's how I select colors for my project. So once if you like all of these 5 colors, all you need to do is to come to export. Export it as image, or anything you want to export it as. I call it agricultural color palette. And what space? Yeah, this is it. Then I'll export. So after exporting it, I can now bring it to my Figma and see these are the colors I will be using for my designs. See it here. So these are the colors I'll be using for my designs. I've created a color palette. And you can now start doing what you want to do. So one more thing. Okay.
Okay, so this color palette that you saved now, we can use it for our style guide.
Yes.
Okay.
So now this is what I do in my style guide, right? I don't know if we'll be able to complete it. I don't think we will. But let me just show us a snip of what I do. So remember that your style guide consists of several things from your grid. And I've showed us how to save grid. This is a grid I saved. So that's the same way you can save color. So your color will be broken down into, you have your primary color, secondary color, and then you have your accent colors. Now, what are your accent colors? Your accent colors are those colors that helps you, like your warning colors, your success color. So you know the three main colors. What are the three main colors for your accent colors? Green, red, and orange. So if you come on Google and you see what's that name that we used? System states, or you just call it system state colors. So you can see them here. You can see them. You choose to select anyone. Or for me, I can also call it accent colors. Anyone. It will still show you the same thing. Oh, it doesn't. So it's the system state that you use. So these are like your three colors. So first off, you would always have, let me draw this. So let's say this is my primary color. Yes. So let's say this is my primary color, and remember that I'm using this color palette. This is my primary color, and I'll duplicate it and say this is my secondary color. So this is how I select all my colors. So I have to choose one color from all of these. So I might just say I want to work with these two, just these two, and that's it. I'm working with this. So I like naming them. So this is primary. This is my primary color. This is my secondary color. Now remember that you use 30, 60 and all of that. So I'll say secondary. Now I would have more colors. So I'll just copy this and bring it down here. And now let's say I want to set my accent colors of mine. Now there's also another issue. So you know that your accent colors, green is for success. What is it called? Red is for danger. Now for this, can you notice our primary color is already green? So what you can do is either use another shade of green or you use blue. So for me, I'll just take another shade of green. Maybe I might use this shade of green for my success and all of that. So let me say this is my success color. Danger. I'll get my danger. So all of this is really not too important. I'll soon get to the point that is important. Danger. So this is my danger, then my orange. Let me just be fast to duplicate this. Danger. This is supposed to be my warning. And then what are the two colors that I'm missing here, guys? Guys, two colors are missing. Don't tell me that we don't know.
Blue.
No, blue is not missing. So if I want to design, what will I use? What color will I use? No, now.
White, black.
White color and gray.
Black and one more gray here. So let's say I have this is my gray here. So remember that no pure black. So what I will do is I'll pick black from here, but I won't pick pure. So it should be around here. So this is my black. And then I'll pick my whites. And then I'll pick my gray. So I don't know the kind of gray I want to use, depending. So because this is the gray color, I'll just put strokes so that I understand, so that I know the color. Now what I'll do is I'll have to save this color one after the other. So once I click on the color, I'll come here and I'll click on it. I'll say plus. Once I click on this 4 dots, there'll be plus. And then I can say this is my primary color. So you can also describe it. What would you use this color for? Create style. I have my primary color. So if I come to this same process, click on it, click on plus, I'll say secondary color. Create style. I'll come to the same pattern. I'll say assets. This is my success. create style. I'll come to this same pattern, and this is my danger. Create style. So you know the advantage of this. Let's say this is my, what is this called? This is my warning, Abby. This is my black and white. So I'll create this, say black. I've saved it. This is my white. Saved it, and then this is my gray. So let me remove this from the gray first and save it. Now, the good thing about this is if I have 10 screens, if I have 10 screens like this, let's say I have phone, 10 of these. So you can delete this, you don't need them again. You can delete it, but it's not advisable to delete, so you can put it under your rough work, any of it. But you can see that I've saved all the colors. So let's say I was designing and, no, let me delete this first. Let's say we started the design with this color. I decided to use primary color green, and this is what we've been using since, green. And your company now comes to tell you that we don't like this green again. Do you know that you can change this green? All you need to do is to come to this place and click on this, edit the color. So you can change your primary color to now say, they now say they don't want that green again, they want pink. You can change it to pink. And do you know what it's going to do? It's going to change all the colors that you've used, all to pink. So you can see that it has saved you the stress of doing it one after the other. Do you get?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's it. You save all of this and you use it in your design. They will all be here. So for today, we've saved two things. We've saved our layout grid, the one that we did for web. So let me bring the web. Let me bring web. For instance, let me bring web. And I want to use this again. You see that I saved it. So I can come here, select my color, click on it, and select any of the color and use. And then I can, my layout grid that I already saved, I can click on this and have it. So you can use it at any point, anytime. Once you change on it, it will change on all the places that you've used it. Can always change color from here and change it to anything you like. So is there any question on this? We've come to the end of today's class. So is there any question? Guys, any question?
None from here.
No, ma, no questions.
Okay, so all right, guys. So if there's no question, you will see tomorrow.
Are we still having the this thing this afternoon? I think they said we're having one doctrine.
Yes.
What time is it?
They said 2 o'clock. So you see.
Okay.
So Austin, please, you have to rewatch the recording. Anyone. And you can also read the book. I already shared the book with you guys, so you can read the book.
Yeah, please, can I share my with you when you're done with the class? My assignment.
So for the assignment, right, I'm trying to avoid having so many links. So I'll tell them to share a link that you can submit it. I'm trying to avoid so many links in my DM, and I don't want to lose track of it.
Ma, I understand every single thing you did, but I'm still having little issue putting this line that in kind of a red color. Yeah. Just this one, yes. Not the
Which
one with
lines?
rectangle. No. Yeah,
Lines.
just the lines.
This thing is ruler now. You just need to carry ruler and place if you need it. It's not important. It's not like it's important.
Okay, then I'll change the color, that's all.
You don't need to change the color of the rulers. Rulers comes with its own color. See now, it's red.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Any other question? All right, guys. Have a lovely evening. Have a lovely day. We'll see